So even when you're making everybody happy, you're listening to people's cries and helping them, and you're not healthy yourself. What you become is this person who is very irritated, right?
Yeah.
You show up angry at every little thing. That's because you're storing so many hurt and so many things that people have said to you or done to you that you just carry around with you. And these things manifest in our life as sicknesses if we don't know that. It
Oh yeah.
triggers you going into getting diabetes. It triggers you getting cancer. When I became diabetic, I realized how I was letting trauma stay inside of me. I was so angry about the things that were done to me, the lies, the sabotage, the backstabbing, the false accusation, everything that came, and I was just wallowing inside of it. So when I got my diagnosis, I was like, oh hell no, I gotta change. I have little kids to take care of. I can't let this eat me up. And I began to work on myself. I began to deep dive into things that I do, how I react, how I let people direct, what somebody says to determine how I show up in the world. I began to walk through that. Now, let me tell you, it's not an easy thing to sit down and say, I want to self reflect, I want to be a
It's a
better
process. It's
person.
a process. It's a
It
gradual
is a
process.
process.
It's not easy. But
It
we
is
we
not
have to.
easy.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not easy. It's very hard. But trust me, when you do that, you begin to recognize what self love is. When you recognize what self love is and you begin to know what it feels like, you will never allow anybody within your space that doesn't treat you decently. You
No,
will
you're
never
right.
allow anything that does not fulfill your purpose. And that's what we're missing as women, especially African women. We
Yeah.
just don't have that.
No,
We're
we don't.
so
We don't.
used to giving, giving, giving. And that's why you see women who work so hard, train their kids, suffered, and then at 50 years old, when their kids are now graduating and getting a job, they die. They're not living to enjoy all the suffering that they went through. Why? Why do we have to do that? So, it's very important that we begin to educate women about things like that and letting them know nobody's coming to save you. There's not going to be a shining a prince that is going to show up on a horse and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you went through all of this." I mean, it's wonderful if it does happen, but
But it
we need
doesn't.
to.
I mean, that it happens in fairy tale cartoons. It doesn't happen in real life.
Exactly, exactly. We just need to recognize that we are our own hero. We are the ones that will save ourselves, and it will begin to change how you relate with your kids, how you relate with people, how you show up in your job, your business, or whatever it is you do. Again, it's a learning process. You continue to learn. There's no time frame for that. You don't do it for 2 years and say, "Oh, I've learned." No, there's so many things that as you continue to grow as a person, when you face a challenge, you'll be able to know how to handle it without getting fully absorbed in it, right? And become a better person. So that's just my 2 cents. For me, personally, I'm not at a state where I can share every little detail, but I think this is one of the things that helped me is recognizing my failure, my role. If somebody abuses you, if somebody treats you bad, you also have to ask yourself, what is my role in this situation? What did I do that gave that person the power to do this to me? And then you have to take your power back. You see, one
Exactly.
thing that we do is we continue to give people power over us when we should
Yeah.
not do that.
No, we
So we
shouldn't.
need to
We should.
claim our power back. So when you have certain experiences that you experience, you need to ask yourself, what is my role? What did I do? And then think how you can do it better so that you don't find yourself in that situation next time. And then this also helps you, for me now, I try as much as possible to not allow anybody take any power from me. Make me act otherwise or be angry. I don't give people that power. It doesn't come easily
Because
anymore.
your life is your script, and you have to play the lead role in that script. You don't have to
That's
play the
it.
sub lead in your own
That's
life
it.
script. That's exactly what it
Exactly.
is. So you need
Not
to
what
have your
people
power
say, not what
and
people
believe.
want.
Yeah.
But let me tell you one thing. Let me just wrap up so that I don't take too much time. What you should understand is that when you come to that realization and begin to do that, also be aware that people are not going to like that. You are
Oh
going
yeah,
to
they're
be
gonna leave.
hated.
Oh, the
Huh?
door is wide open. The door is wide
Yeah.
open for them.
Oh yeah, they will never allow you to do that because people actually want to see you suffer. They want to see you cry and be in torment. They want to hear your sad story. They want to hear that you're hungry, that you're starving, and everybody did this to you. People like that. So when you begin to take your power back, when you begin to
They don't
set
like it.
boundaries, yeah,
it. They don't like it. But the first thing first in our lives is to set boundaries. To be honest, down here in Africa, we don't know how to set boundaries.
we
But for
don't.
some of us who knows what boundaries truly means, that's when you start taking your power. That's when you start appreciating who you truly are. So first thing
Exactly.
first, you need to set boundaries for your mental health.
Yes.
Set
Yes.
boundaries. Very, very
Absolutely.
important.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
very
we
important. So I think those are things that we need to educate women on before we even start giving them. Because when people don't have that mentality, giving them money to start a business is not going to help them because they go
no,
back to the same old cycle. You understand what I'm saying? You go back
I
because they go
do.
back
I
to the same
do.
old cycle of serving everybody but themselves.
And giving up the whole money you gave to them to make a
Exactly.
better living, they don't share
Exactly.
it. Like, let me chip in something here concerning me. By the special grace of God, I don't want to accept migraine anymore, but I know I go through migraines a lot. And in the years
Yeah.
past, I was that kind of person that wants to see everybody happy. Like, I might be receiving the trigger of the migraine that requires me to have my peace and just be there without disturbance and anything. And I
Yep.
still allow people then to trespass, to disturb, to demand and everything. And it was that bad for me until
See?
I decided to stand up for myself and for my children. I said, you know what? Even if you tell me you are visiting me, I can comfortably tell you, all right, but not today because I did not discuss it with you.
There you go.
That, then maybe I can tell you whenever, maybe we'll fix another day. But for now, I am indisposed. And when I started this, it was a tug of war. A lot of people are in
Mm.
a limit at the moment because they are like, what do you mean, Chiege? Like, who are you to tell me you don't want to see you are indisposed? And I have every right to take back my power
Yeah,
because
that's
these are the things that cause and triggers unbearable migraine pain for me. Okay,
exactly.
sorry, because if you don't know what migraine is, I can tell you, go and ask the next person beside you, have you experienced migraine? Exactly what you said, that all this lifestyle triggers sicknesses in our body. If you start
Yep.
taking, it's going to break you. So I've been there and I know exactly what you're talking about. So I do not allow anybody to my face ever again. I am still
Yes.
nice to people, but I'll let you know I'm not that type of person you can trample upon because no matter
Right.
how fat you are and you allow people to trample upon you, they will still complain you are not flat enough for them or you are
Ex-
too flat. Now
yes.
you can't please
Yes.
people. So what do? Put yourself as number one. Be the
Right.
number one here. Be
Yep.
selfish. Because when you
Yep.
regain your good health, when you regain your power, then you can look around and say, oh, hi, I can help this person. Without all
Right.
these things, you cannot do it.
You cannot do it. Exactly. And let me just say one thing to you saying that you're nice. Don't use nice. Say you're kind. Because when you're
Oh,
kind, you have empathy. You
yeah.
understand what life
I
is. And you do
yeah.
things that does not disservice you.